Hey everyone, Kel, Adam, how you guys doing?
Welcome to the now part of this podcast.
Oh,
We're
heck
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
A ray of sunshine, Adam.
Thanks for Adam.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm here. What would this show be without me?
Who's
All
to
the
say?
90s knowledge we would lose if I wasn't here.
Exactly.
I think aside from your 90s knowledge, we have a really fun podcast because you're here. So thank you very much.
I call it a 90s enthusiast.
Oh, that's good.
Enthusiasm.
Very
That's a
good.
good one. Well, I brought a mediocre amount of enthusiasm. No, I'm jacked up tonight. Ready to go. Cal,
That's
you?
Sharon, we know.
I'm ready to rock. I can't believe this is our just before Christmas episode.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty exciting. So that will be reflected in our 90s rewind a little bit later on. And with all kinds of reboots and sequels that we've been talking about throughout the year, we've got one that won't happen.
Uh-oh.
And the reasons are actually very obvious, but we'll tell you for sure that it's not happening. Also, we'll tell you how your Golden Girls experience is about to get next leveled, which I'm pretty sure will please Kelly immensely.
Mm-hmm.
Woot.
Can't even begin to tell you the excitement that I'm living right now.
Someone's planning travel. We're also going to talk about the impact of one of the great authors who passed away just last week. Kelly's trivia, again, a holiday tinged 90s rewind is coming up, and our very own Kelly Alexander has a side hustle called The Kelly Alexander Show.
Mhm.
It's built right into the title there, Kel.
So authentic.
And Kelly recently interviewed one of the great rockers on the Kelly Alexander Show. So I figured we should start there. We're talking about the bass player, principal songwriter from Motley Crue, who's come back from the dead twice, kept his band moving forward while managing to rock with another band, and all kinds of other fun stuff that we've learned from either reading The Dirt or watching The Dirt, the film made on the movie. And he's written a new book that really kind of gives some insight to the early days of Frank Ferrana. Kelly, is this your first chat with Nikki Sixx?
It was my first chat with Nikki Sixx, and my little 13-year-old self was beside herself of joy. And I was like, I'm one of the cool kids, maybe for 9 minminutes. It'll be great.
That's awesome.
But in fact, he gave me 32 minutes of his time, which I really appreciate.
Wow.
When only 9 was scheduled?
Actually, I thought I was going to have 15 maybe. And then when I asked him, he's like, oh, I'm here for 30. I'm like, fantastic. I'm like, I'm glad I have so many questions to
I
ask.
only have questions for 12.
Yeah, exactly. The good news though, as Sharon and I can appreciate, is that he has lengthy answers. So it's not just like, yes, no, maybe, who knows, I don't remember. He really gave well thought out responses, and he was just delightful, and he totally gets it. He is so enthusiastic and aware and thankful of his fans and how they have held on with him for so many years and through different projects, including 6 a.m., which is his latest band, I guess we could call it. And I actually read the book, the first 21, in about a day. I was chugging through it because the interview kind of came about, like I'd put in a request 2 months ago and then didn't really hear back. So I was like, it's probably not going to happen. And then it was like, can you do it Monday? I'm like, I'm on it. So, and Adam has a little taste actually of part of our chat where he is talking about something that he's looking forward to coming up in the spring of 2022.
Let's hear it.
The good news is, starting in June, I'll be on a tour bus again, and I'll be in New York, I'll be in Montreal, I'll be in Toronto, I'll be in Chicago. So kind of like what you are saying about your life, I get the best of both worlds,
Yeah.
That's
that
awesome.
Mr. Nikki Sixx. And yeah, I just can't say enough good things about him. And I didn't know this, and probably Sharon, you did. He's totally into photography. So you have to definitely follow him on Instagram. And I also just want to give him a shout out, because when I put the news out on Twitter, obviously I tagged him, but not expecting anything. And he actually retweeted, I believe, twice to all of his fans that the interview was coming. And then when it was out, he retweeted that too. And so of course, like we've had a lot of people hit up our YouTube channel, which is also where you find 90s Now visually. So if you hit up youtube.com/Kelly Alexander Show, you can watch the full interview. And he has very passionate fans who have written messages. And so obviously that's just a sprinkling of who he's got around the world, and they love following him. And the book is amazing. So check it out.
I would say that that one of the great things to come out of the past almost 2 years now of pandemic restructuring of how we do things is that artists and their connection with their fans versus fans connecting with their artist. The artist connecting with the fan experience has strengthened in a way that just makes it that much better for the fan and the artist at the same time. Because it doesn't take much because who knows how many interviews he did that day. What if he did like 10 at the most? Okay.
Mhm.
If he did 10 and those 10 people who interviewed him tagged him in something, even if he had to just retweet 10 different things, that's all he would have to do to then promote the interview that's promoting his book.
Yeah.
You know, it's simple, but it makes complete sense, and it's truly appreciated by the fans of these artists. So good
Yeah, we
on
actually
Nikki
got
Sixx,
I got
and
a message from
congratulations.
Italy.
Wow.
Like a lady was like, I'm so excited to watch this. Like, I love him. And it was really like, just really sweet. So shout out
Nice.
to all of his fans who have clearly been following him for a while.
Oh, good. Good for you, Kel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to meet Nikki Sixx once. I was working the evening shift back in the day. And I say that because I don't remember what the day was, but I do know that it was my birthday and I was working, and they happened to be in town, and they were going to record a Rockline episode, and they were going to be using our facilities, our production stuff. So I happened to just round the corner, and there was Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars, and they couldn't have been nicer guys, really, really like gentlemanly and everything, you know, coming from seeing the Motley Crue experience where they have, you know, the camera on the front row of the women. And I would wonder if they still do that. I'm not even sure if I can say the cam that it is called, boob cam. I'll call it that, but it's the T word.
Yeah.
And anybody who's willing to lift their top will get on the camera and be shown on the monitors to the whole arena. So you don't necessarily expect gentlemanly behavior from that, but they couldn't have been nicer guys in person. So
That encounter, Sharon, as amazing as when you met Katy Perry in the bathroom. At the
That happened?
it did happen.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had her sign the album that I had.
That happened at the radio station?
Yeah, in the bathroom of the radio station.
Oh, nice.
I didn't slide the CD under the stall. I waited till she washed her hands. Excuse me. You busy? Do you need a square? Here's a disc. Sign it. Then I'll get you your square.
And that was when she was writing the success of I Kissed a Girl, right? I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we really connected at that time.
Yeah.
Ha ha. So are you guys ready for trivia? Because I don't have any. So I'm really hoping you're ready for trivia.
I'm ready,
Kel.
Sharon.
If Kelly's ready, we're ready. 90s.
Now, trivia.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Yeah.
So big
Ow.
news in Trivia Land. We actually had finished basically all the cards from the first pack.
Uh-oh.
But I've had to open another pack of cards.
Oh,
So,
what?
we'll
Was that
see.
blowing the budget of this show?
Seeing as how we've been in the red since the beginning of the show 10 years ago, Sharon, nothing has changed.
That's true.
So we're going to start with the category, and I don't know if we've had this one before: hobbies, toys, and games.
I
And
love this.
let's keep this above board, people. All right. So, question number one. Pogs were banned at many schools in the US because teachers deemed them to be a form of what?
Sharon.
Yeah.
Satanism.
Solid guess, but no.
I tried.
Adam.
I'm not even sure what pogs are.
There were those flat discs, like cardboard discs, and they had like images on them. Were they cardboard? I think a sturdy cardboard.
A sturdy card.
What will you do with it?
You traded them. You bragged that you had a certain one, and then you tricked some other kid into thinking the trade was a good one, and then you
So
laughed.
we
Like
did the
baseball
same thing
cards.
with Pokemon cards. Okay.
Exactly.
I have no idea. They were sort of weapon. I'll go for that.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Ah,
And I would like to add that again, the fun cards have not stopped with this new pack because the extra sentence goes gambling period. That's totally tripping, exclamation mark.
What does that
Wow.
even mean?
Apparently it's 90s speak, but Sharon and I were both there and I don't remember that. Anyways.
Not tripping anyways, but
Yeah.
tripping. Maybe.
Well, actually, you know what? You're right. There was an apostrophe, so it's tripping. There we go. So this is falling under the pop culture banner, if you will.
Oh,
And I just
will.
think this is hilarious. So you're going to give this a good guess. What day of the week did New Year's Eve 1999 fall on?
Sharon.
Go, Sharon.
Saturday.
No, Adam.
Damn it.
Wait, do you mean heading into 1999?
No, heading into 2000. Like, what was New Year's Eve 1999? So what day of the week? So Sharon has now taken one out. So you have, what is it, one of six now to guess?
I'll go with, I remember that day. I'll go for Friday.
It is Friday.
Damn it. I was close.
So close, Sharon. Yeah.
I even had 2000 not goggles, but glasses.
So did I.
Yeah.
I
were
did
epic.
not have any, and I was so jealous of everybody in my place. I
Weren't you
think
seven?
the first I was 6. I was
Okay.
6. It's the first New Year's Eve I remember.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And there was that whole Y2K threat. Remember?
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
too
that's-
young to understand what was going on at that point, but
We were
yeah.
going to lose our email.
Oh, imagine
What?
all the computers were going to stop working.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. Yeah, there was
Imagine
that whole Y2K phenomenon. I remember that I was out at, I think it was Cheers, like at,
You were at a bar?
At a bar, yeah.
I did. My friends, it was
Wow.
like a big thing. But I remember saying to myself the whole night, you're leaving at 12:05 because I wanted to like make sure I missed all the drunks driving home.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I feel like if I,
I
I
feel like
make it past
12:05 is a
midnight,
bad
like-
time for that.
Pardon?
I feel like you would get a bunch of drunk drivers at 12 leaving at 12:05.
Well,
going to
I
the
made
next
it home.
party.
I made it home.
I was at a
Kelly
house
like
party.
golden girl leaving early.
I was at a house party. Friends of ours had a party and it was super fun. And I remember shortly after 12 o'clock sitting down chatting, and I was sitting in this like comfy armchair that had like cushion arms,
Mhm.
And wide set, super cozy, whatever, chatting. And one woman leapt up on the chair, like from the ground onto the arms on her feet.
Tom
and went,
Cruise.
wow. I'm like, okay, this is 2000. Got it. Shout out to Danielle. if
And then
she's
Sharon
listening. I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So from that high, we have sad news in the literary world. By the time that we are recording this podcast to the time that you guys are hearing it, it's been just over a week since we got news of the passing of Anne Rice, who had suffered from complications from a stroke. Her son, Christopher, who is also an author, was bedside to his mother and noted her strength and courage. No surprise there. He posted her passing through social media, and with his post wrote a lot, but included this quote, "As my mother, her support for me was unconditional. She taught me to embrace my dreams, reject conformity, and challenge the dark voices of fear and self-doubt. As a writer, she taught me to defy genre boundaries and surrender to my obsessive passions." End quote. Fun fact about Anne Rice from my little digging was that, we know her for as a novel writer. I think that's what I would have thought, but I wouldn't have thought to go into or far beyond Gothic literature. Though if you look up on her Wikipedia page, it does include erotic literature
Oh.
and Christian literature.
Those
that's,
two get
that's
along.
the trifecta right
Yeah.
there.
She's hit all the markets.
Exactly. And it was her first book, Interview with a Vampire, that from 1976, that was made into a movie that really leveled up the handsome requirements of vampires on film. Right? Tom Cruise
Wasn't
and
it in
Brad Pitt.
1994, Adam's year of birth?
Yeah.
90 was it 94? I think so,
so.
eh? Well, not only Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, but Antonio Banderas.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Come on, you have to say it like that too, by the way. Who are you talking about? Antonio Banderas. Yes. But also a young Kirsten Dunst who got nominated for a Golden Globe in the Best Supporting Actress category at the age of 12.
Oh yeah.
I want some more. Wasn't that her line in that?
I don't know. I think it scared
Pretty
me. I
good.
just remember seeing the promos with like Tom Cruise's hair and for
Blonde.
I felt
And he was
Brad Pitt-
peaked. He didn't
Yeah,
have a
and-
lot of color.
Yeah, no. And Brad Pitt looked better with the long hair, I found. Tom Cruise, I felt it made his face look a bit off.
Well, he looked deader than he was, right?
Yeah, exactly.
As far as the celebration of her life, Anne Rice will be interred in the family's mausoleum in New Orleans, because I'm not sure if you know this, but they don't bury in New Orleans.
Is it because of flood issues?
Yeah, because there's not enough of the depth and all.
Wow.
So yeah, I've done a cemetery tour of New Orleans, and it's pretty spectacular. It's a must, I would say, on the long list of things to do in New Orleans. That's one of them, because you get a really cool tour guide who will tell you the history and stuff like that. But there's also a midnight tour, and you end up walking by one of Anne Rice's properties, which is pretty cool. So what they'll do for fans and readers of Anne Rice novels, of which there's like 36, I think, there will be the first celebration of her life will be private for family, but next year there will be a bigger celebration of her life that'll take place that will be open to the public, that acknowledges how much joy that her readers and her fans brought to her own life. So fun also fact about funerals in New Orleans is that they are a total celebration.
Yeah.
Marching band, horns, drums, parades, just the celebration of life, lifting up the person who's passed to set them on their proper journey. So it's really quite spectacular.
I wonder if I can hook that up for me when it's time.
I can get a horn.
Okay.
I'll just have it.
Imagine
ready.
it's just Sharon going down the street.
Oh, when the saints now. Yeah.
You could do all the parts, Sharon.
I think I could.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you guys, you guys do any of the Comic-Con stuff?
I've never
I know
done
about it, but I don't do it.
Yeah, same.
I'm trying to think if I've been to Comic-Con. I know I've been to a convention before, but like the people that go to the Comic-Cons are like in it, man. They do the
Yeah.
cosplay stuff and they dress up as their favorite characters. It's pretty next level. And in the world of conventions, I think it'll be interesting to see what is being called the Golden Con. Thank you for being a fan. That's right. The Golden Girls Convention. It's going to happen in Chicago in April of 2022. Now, it's a fun weekend in Chicago, no matter what the date, but it will feature all kinds of fun, like costume parades and dance parties and things like that. But all kinds of Golden Girls love will be happening in April of 2022. And I'm pretty sure that Kelly is distracted at this time booking her tickets.
It looks super fun.
Oh my
No
goodness.
kidding.
I can't. What they're gonna do too is have, I think, producers from the show and some guest stars show up as well. They are trying to get Betty White, but she turns 100 on January 17th, so she does get a pass if she decides to stay at home in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But it
No
might be cool
kidding.
if they could hook up a Zoom though. That would be, if they could make that happen, that'd be awesome.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And it's I believe the gay community are the people behind putting this on in Chicago. So it's going to be fun and more fun and fun.
Chicago knows how to do it. I was in Chicago, St. Patrick's, not for St. Patrick's Day, but around that time. And they dyed the river that runs through the town green.
Yeah.
So I think things will be golden.
Oh, it's going to
in
be
the,
amazing.
in the windy
happy.
city.
I'm so happy somebody finally decided to make this like a reality. Like this is amazing. And it's crazy how this will probably turn into like a thing now, and then other cities will start to take part, and I love it.
People will show up in like wigs.
Yeah. I think in the article, I remember seeing something like they're going to have like a Rusty Anchor bar or something like at
Nice.
the convention. So that'll be great.
I think on one hand, it's interesting that with Betty White as a sole survivor so far, or not so far, the sole survivor period, that Estelle Getty, B. Arthur, and Rue McClanahan all passed in succeeding years, 2008, 2009, and 2010.
Mhm.
Imagine that. Betty White is being very watched now. Like, what do you
Yeah.
need? I'll get it.
Yeah.
Turning 100 in January. The other thing I thought was cool in the there's an Entertainment Weekly article that I loved at the end. It said, cue the piano. And if you threw a convention, invited everyone you knew, you're singing the song, you would see the bigger shoulder pads would be on me, and my wicker purse would say, thank you for being a fan. The biggest shoulder pads would be on me. Hell yeah.
That wicker purse, honestly, is like one of the best props any TV show designer has ever come up with, or like prop master. Like,
And
just,
furniture to match
yeah.
on the lanai.
That I was just about to bring that up. I never knew what a lanai was until that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never used the word since, but I know what
It's very senior crowd.
Yeah.
What did I mention before? Oh yeah, it was the no surprise category. This is where this next bit of information comes from, because despite the success of the Broadway musical of Mrs. Doubtfire, there will be no sequel to the original film because Robin Williams is not here anymore, and there could not possibly be, in any sound mind, a sequel without Robin Williams. Someone couldn't take over. It's not the 70s where they just replace characters with other actors.
Yeah.
So director Chris Columbus was saying that there was a plan to do a sequel, and there was a script but obviously it's not happening. He said the last time that he met with Robin before he passed was about the Mrs. Doubtfire sequel. He said they had a script, and a great script at that, but that Robin was prepared to do it.
Yeah.
And then
that was like amazing news when I heard that. That's like, that made me feel like inner smiley. I was like, oh, like that would have been cool,
Yeah. Oh yeah. He talked about also, Chris Columbus talked about the being in the position of directing the likes of Robin Williams, which is that, he'd give him 1, 2, or 3 scripted takes, and then he would say, let me play. And then basically go from anywhere to 15 to 22 takes. He said that he thought that 22 was the most number of takes that Robin Williams ever did with him. No surprise there, man. He was funny.
He's great. Like, I think that he said that there's a version that they could release, but probably will not because of the X factor.
Yeah.
The X-rated factor. Yeah.
X-rated, expletive.
Yeah.
All the good things that come along with X.
Yeah.
You guys.
Sharon.
Yes.
Are you ready for the holidays?
Right.
Let's rewind.
Ready.
We
Wow.
made it.
I'm glad I didn't have too much eggnog before that. Whoa. So I thought that for the 90s rewind ahead of Christmas, we would do the unsung Christmas songs.
Oh.
Aw. Which is to say that there's a reason why they are unsung. It doesn't mean they're not good, because the ultimate and successful Christmas song stories is Mariah, who was by the fire in 1994, record breaker, record holder as far as Christmas music goes. It's just so great. And it's not actually hard to sing along to, because if you can hit those notes, you're good to go, which of course you can. If the volume on the music is loud enough, you are hitting those notes. So just keep singing, everybody. So that's 94. How about 1993? Let It Snow, Boys to Men, and Brian McKnight.
Such a good one.
It doesn't get any smoother than that.
I think
it
it's like my favorite version of Let It Snow is theirs.
It's hard to sing along to, because you're like, wait a minute, it kind of doesn't sound like it should. And no disrespect to them, but it's not what I'm used to.
But
Yeah.
it works.
Oh, no disrespect. It just, that's why it's unsung, because I can't sing along to that. How about the Hanukkah song? Adam Sandler from doing the update desk spot with that song that everybody looks forward to seeing and hearing every year. And it's certainly hard to sing along to, because you don't want to miss any of the stuff that he's singing.
He nails it 1,000,000%.
Exactly that. Now, how about Kelly? I know you like this one. TLC Sleigh Ride from 92.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Kelly just got her hands and shoulders going. Yeah. So it's fun, and it's hard to sing along to because you're too busy dancing and getting your jingle on. just like Kelly did. And then, of course, there's Hey Santa by Carney and Wendy Wilson. I love it. It's a holiday highlight from 93. And the reason why it's hard to sing along to is because I'm singing it loudly on my own, and I've got both parts covered. So thank you very much.
Yep.
Oh,
I thought you were about to call it a holiday bop.
No.
Okay.
No, that's dirty.
Is
Kelly, keep
it?
it clean. This is a family show. That is your 90s rewind, by the way.
thank you, Sharon.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys too.
And just before you wrap up, two quick things, because you mentioned TLC. People should check their Instagram because they've announced some tour dates that I just saw today. I didn't have a chance to fully look, but it looks like some spring dates, I believe, in the US. So to all of our American fans, definitely check that out. And then also a quick shout out again to our loyal new listener, Rachel from Melbourne, Australia. This is how much she loves our show. She watches it in the
Australia.
middle of the night.
Ooh, middle of her night or
At
At
ours?
the middle of her night. She she stays up middle of the night, watches our show. That is commitment.
I love it.
So,
So
we look
Rachel-
better in the dark. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
She gets the fan award, I think, for 2021.
She watches in the middle of the night with her eyes closed. We've put her to sleep. Oh, Rachel, wake up. Rachel.
Wake
Oh, wait, that's British. Sorry.
Yeah.
Crikey. Australia.
That's fair.
It's not nice. Rachel, thank you for having a beautiful accent. Kelly, thank you for doing your hair tonight. It looks fantastic. Adam, thank you for being dapper as always.
Yeah. And Sharon,
Yeah.
thank you for
What?
For being Sharon.
thank you
for
very much.
being a friend.
It's like
Thank you guys. We're going to get together again, I think, before the end of the year.
Yes, one last time.
One
Yeah.
last hurrah before 2022. So thank you very much for finding us wherever it is that you do. We appreciate that you do that. We'll make sure to stay in touch with you and let us know where you're listening from and how you found us via social media. Write us a letter. Send it to Kelly. And thank you for listening to 90s Now. Still happening.